Oh, hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Below the Line, the show about how movies are made. My name is Andres Ramirez, live from Casablanca, not the LA version from Morocco, the real Casablanca. And here with my co host, still in Vancouver, Mr. Zach Houston Scott. How are you, man?
Not too bad, not too bad. In the African savannah right now. That's pretty exciting. Have you seen any lions or elephants?
It's not quite the savannah, it's more the north. So it's closer to Cairo. It's more in the Nile River area, sort of type of thing. No, to be honest, life in Africa, at least I've been here for not even 24 hours, but life so far in Morocco has been a lot of cats, especially at night. There's like, I guess cats that don't have an owner, but people feed them on the street. So outside of a building, you would see like 10 cats and like big, small, and they are not friendly, but they also don't get scared of humans, if that makes sense. Everybody speaks either French or Arabic or broken English. Like they understand thank you, money, and how much. That has been my experience on uh, the English level, but so far it's been a very interesting experience here in Morocco. What I'll say is, I went to the movie theater today to see Nobody 2, and the tickets, man, for the theater are crazy, crazy, crazy cheap. We paid $19 for a ticket on the VIP lounge,
Oh, okay.
French chain. But here is the twist. I wonder if places in Mexico, Canada, or the US should try this approach. For $19, you got included like a small sandwich, two small desserts, popcorn, and like a small soda can for
Hmm.
$19. Like the equivalent of $19 US. And the projection seemed fine. I mean, you had subtitles in French, but I guess if you go to see a movie in Quebec, that's how you see it, maybe.
I
If
mean,
it's not
having,
the.
having been to a movie in Quebec, they do have subtitles, but they have English French screenings. So it's not necessarily you'll have those subtitles play during English language movies
Mm,
and vice versa. So, I mean, it's all the same company. It's still Cineplex, it's just bilingual.
yeah, yeah, it was just interesting. I've never seen a subtitle English speaking movie into French. It's just kind of funny reading the subtitles and seeing them how they translate to each other, I guess.
Yeah, but no, that's really cool though. That's an interesting experience, and I mean, just the amount you get, it's a bang for your buck. $19, pretty much for all of that. I mean, literally here in Canada, it's like almost 30 for a VIP experience, and you only get the seats.
Yeah,
You don't
yeah,
get the
this is the
food or drinks.
surprising thing. The popcorn were included. Granted, there were small popcorn, like, you know, small, not American size. Like if you go to the US, the small is like a large in most other countries, but popcorn are popcorn. And when that's included in your ticket, it's a win, I guess. I wonder if, like, I went to see Nobody too. It was not packed. It was also at 1:40 p.m. in the afternoon. So it was not like peak time, but I wonder if those initiatives help for more people to go to the movies. Uh,
Yeah,
so it's an interesting experience, I suppose, that I wanted to share with our listeners because I think ultimately, uh, you know, it is a new perspective on how movie theaters are run in a different continent and in a different country. Most of our listeners have never been to.
no, it's fascinating. I mean, you know me, whenever I travel, I try to go and see a movie at different theaters to get that experience. So, no, Casablanca, Africa, very different. So,
Yeah, not like the movie. The movie was
no.
shot in LA, so it's not like the movie. Uh, you know.
Well, speaking of with your travel though, besides Nobody 2, have you seen anything else come out recently or
I saw the first episode of Sausage Party, season
Oh,
2. Which congratulations, by the way. I know last
thank you.
week was released the week for you guys. I think the season starts well, but as soon as I landed in some countries, it's been harder to connect, so I haven't been able to see it. And for example, here in Morocco, there's no HBO Max or the equivalent in Canada. There's no Disney Plus. The only thing available here is Prime and Netflix, believe it or not.
Really, that's
And
it.
and I think Paramount, but I think the focus is more in sports, but Disney Plus is not available.
Hmm. I mean, they probably have different names though, all around and over the place.
Well, I think it's funny, like if you look at the top 10, I don't believe Squid Game is still in the top 10 in Canada.
Well, with season
And
3 now out or two, part
yeah,
2,
3.
doesn't surprise me.
It's still here in the top 10. It's still top 5. So, like, I think the viewing tendencies of different countries are interesting when you travel and you open Netflix and see what's the top 10 compared to your home country, I suppose.
I guess, yeah. But no, that's good. I mean, yeah, you gotta let me know when you finish it because I've got stories to share and experiences about both seasons if you ever want to ask. And
Well,
no, say
tell us some more. I think it's a hard show to pitch, right? Well, not to pitch because, well, it is hard because it's R-rated, very mature in
Mhm.
content. How would you describe the show and where do you think it's headed story-wise? Like, is it setting up a sequel or is it a sequel? Is it like a mid sequel to like an actual theatrical sequel, or where does it stand, or what is its goal in terms of the narrative, or what is Seth's vision towards that show?
So definitely it's a lot on his plate. I mean, especially now that he has the studio and Platonic and he's wrapping up work on The Boys and continuing Invincible. So this is definitely one of his many series that he's working with the streamers towards alongside like other projects he's hired for like Mario World and that Donkey
Oh
Kong
yeah.
movie that's coming soon. So where it's going next, I can't really say for sure, but I know for a fact that we were contracted to do 2 seasons. The director has gone on to direct Shrek 5, which has been delayed
Ooh.
to 2027. So for me, I think this is kind of the end of the line for now. With, I mean, you haven't finished the series yet, but when you get to the end of the second season, there is set up for a third season should it come passing through again. But my involvement ends by the end of that season 2 finale. Like, I don't know its future. I don't know where it's going towards next. I do hope it continues. I'd love to see more episodes because we had fun making it, and it was definitely a show that was a ton of work put into it. But I mean, the final frame does set up a third season that if I know the writers are very much eager to explore. And it borrows from another Sony series that is popular for the younger demographic with adult stars. So that's all I can really say without going into spoilers. I'm not trying to beat around the bush either, just because those are the facts that I'm given. And I mean, with the marketing that season 2 had in comparison to season 1, there definitely was a little bit less enthusiasm towards it than there was season 1, which is too bad because we did go bigger in a lot of areas, especially with New Foodland and just building that whole city. It was a lot of work
Yeah.
that team put into just to make it lively. Like New Foodland was just filled to the brim with foods and streets, and there was a lot of digital map paintings behind the scenes that helped make
Oh,
it
old
larger than
fashioned
it really was. Yeah, old fashioned, like the old Wizard of Oz style, like yellow
Disney
brick
movies.
road.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Disney movies too, just to kind of expand the world a bit. So, but no, it was a lot of fun. There was definitely a lot of talks about human genitalia and just where they fit into cockpits. But no, it was definitely lots
Choo-choo.
of
Nice joke.
But
Uh,
yeah, no, that's all I can really say for now. But when you do finish it, I'd love to talk more about just the making of it
sure,
and
sure.
behind the scenes work. But yeah,
Do
I
you think
guess.
any of your
Mhm.
colleagues might be interested in joining us just to share their experiences?
I mean, one of them we could bring on board that's working on
Oh,
a short of ours.
yeah, I know. He's waiting for. Yeah, yeah. We can talk when we have that conversation for sure. I was gonna ask you, is it weird seeing the show as somebody that has worked on it and as a fan of the franchise? Or like, does it change your experience knowing that you had the scripts for a long time? How is that viewing experience when you're so invested, I suppose, from an emotional standpoint, as a fan and as a creator as well?
I will say from the release and production that this season had, it was kind of nice to come into it as a fan and remind myself of what we did during the making of it because I was watching those episodes at various stages of production, like back in boards, back when they were in rough animation, back in layout, back before they were fully rendered. So it was definitely nice to see it all complete with the finished music and the final like color correction that was done in post because by that point when we delivered to company 3 that was kind of it and just kind of see the final tweaks for everything that came through. So I'm very happy with the final results and I'm glad to see it be released for people to see and view. And I mean, for me, it's more credentials that I can bring forward to projects going forward in bigger roles, I hope, because especially with that last episode, I was practically a big pillar for different departments, assets, animation, lighting. I think the only thing I really didn't delve deep in was the effects department because that was handled by my colleague who did a fantastic job. I think you know her pretty well too, Alejandra Banda.
Maybe she was a BFS.
No, no, she was at a Spanish school. I don't know, but maybe I can get her on the show. Actually, that'd be fun.
Maybe. I mean, that sounds incredible. I mean, it sounds like it's helping you build your resume as a producer.
Oh yeah,
You know,
and it,
and that makes me happy, if you know what I mean. I was gonna ask you, what was the best and worst experience of working in a high pressure show?
well, the best thing about it is you do have a bigger team, and there is a budget. There is a little bit more area to spend versus a passion
Hmm.
project, which sometimes comes out of your own pocket, and the return on investment is never there. The worst element is because you do have a lot more money on the line, your job is basically to get this done. Like it's a mandate at that point. Whereas the projects we do are pretty laxed in terms of schedule and they'll get done when they
Yeah,
get done. In this sense, no, they have a deadline. We have a client who needs to release this and have it by a specific period. So let's get on it. And especially towards the end when stuff is finally working out
wrapping up.
well, and wrapping up and you start losing those resources because budget really starts to sink in and you're almost losing the money and it becomes a little bit more indie-ish. That's when the heat's on for stuff to get done.
Okay. So I guess maybe some young filmmakers listen to us, but what would you be your advice for, I guess, keeping that passion, you know, and that idea that I have to complete this? Like, how do you handle the passion for a project and you being forced to complete this project for a client?
Honestly, it's know your role. Like it's not going to fall on you. Like it's the sad truth is like a lot of people say you're not replaceable. You are, and it's just you have to put that mindset aside that this is the role that you have. Let the people above of you take leadership and more creative control over it and just know your place, especially because you are in a position where you're learning and you're just trying to build yourself up to further success. Like no one's there to really hold your hand because you do have a job to do, but you also have to realize that you're a team. You should come to them for advice on how to do it the best you can. And in a show like I was working on, I did have that fallback a lot of time, and you shouldn't feel like it's on you to complete something when you've got all these people around to help you out. So, yeah, that's the
Fair
best advice.
enough. Fair enough. Last question regarding Sausage Party before we move to the other topics. Do you think Amazon did all their best in terms of the release strategy? I know Sausage Party is a binge party, it's a binge show, but
Mm-hmm.
the hottest show in Amazon, which is breaking records as we speak, is currently airing next to it. And it seems like the marketing for that show, whether it's in Spain, Italy, and even Morocco, is crazy. And the show is The Summer I Turned Pretty. Do you think the release date was the best release date possible for it to be as successful as it should be?
I owe it to the algorithm, honestly. I think Amazon's got so much content. And I mean, Sausage Party season two has been around for a year now since we finished. And the fact they're releasing it like well after, like to give people enough time to ingest that first season along with their other stuff. Like season one was released at the tail end of when The Boys' fourth season was coming to an end. And that got overshadowed by, the realistic politics at the time with the assassination attempts in the states. So,
That
I
was
mean,
back then.
that was back then, yeah.
Feels like a long time ago.
So you really
It
can't
is.
predict what the distributor is going to release, and all you can do is just hope that it gets a big part of the piece. Because I mean, even this week we had more releases coming. I think season two also got overshadowed pretty heavily by King of the Hills revival, which
Yeah.
generated the biggest Hulu Disney viewership in 5 years. Which, just for the record, folks, like go watch that reboot. Or I mean continuation. It's pretty incredible. The new King of the Hill, one of the best shows airing right now.
Okay. Okay. I mean, I just wanted to hear your thoughts because every time I log into Prime, I see The Summer I Turned Pretty and the new KJ Apa film with the girl from Outer Banks. It's just crazy how the marketing works. But to be fair,
It's
Amazon Prime has a very bad outer face, I guess. Like their user face is terrible.
Yeah, you could definitely say that. You can definitely say that. But
Yeah,
yeah,
it. So where do you want to move to from then?
let's move
Like,
on to box office. I'm pretty excited to share.
okay. So what are the box office news that you have from that side of the world?
Well, what's fascinating to me right now is that this weekend, Weapons is still continuing to dominate the box office. However, we have a surprise runner up that could overtake number one if all is going well. And that is K pop Demons, the Netflix streaming film that was released a month ago. They have a sing along that they are producing. And
Really?
yeah, and it's already potentially making more money than Weapons and other films that have been released around that same period, even though it's a lesser weekend this time.
What did came out? Nobody too, right? That's the only thing that came out.
Well, Nobody 2 came out last week, but this week it's been Honey Don't and the English dub of Niza 2, the highest grossing animated film of all time.
Well, and the highest grossing film of the year, right? It has
Yeah,
made like $2 billion.
correct. That's incredible, honestly.
Did you see it?
Uh, Niza 2?
Yeah.
I've seen clips of it online. I would like to see it because a lot of people say that last third is what makes the film worthwhile. So,
Is it playing in Canada?
yep, it's playing it. A24 has
The
distributed
rights?
it. Yeah, and they have the
I
rights for
I bet they're trying to win an Oscar with that thing.
it.
I mean, if A24 picks you up, it's because not just to sell it, it's just to also try and win an Oscar. I mean, heck, what is the front runner for best animated?
This year.
Elio.
Well, K-pop Demons as well.
So again, Disney might lose that Oscar,
They
which
could,
is kind of
honestly.
funny.
It is
So
really
where do
funny.
you see? You think K-pop is the future of the box office?
For this weekend, yeah, I do believe so. If it can hold very well. So, I mean, it's just to me incredible because it was not even a few months ago that Ted Sanders, the CEO of Netflix, said that the theater distribution model was slowly becoming outdated, which I heavily disagree with. And now one of his movies could be on track to be number one at the box office. Like, that's
Is it
something.
is it a Fandango event or is it a regular release?
No, it's a regular release from Netflix. So
I wonder if like Korea or the producers from Korea had to do anything with that being made distributed widely in theaters.
I don't know.
Like because like Netflix has released some films in theaters, but it's always for Oscar consideration, not widely. Or they released like The Irishman, Roma, but only in certain cities, not everywhere, which is kind of
Yeah,
interesting again.
no, it is really interesting.
Maybe it's up to filmmakers to make sure Ted Sarantos distributes those films in theaters.
Yeah,
Talking about Netflix, did you hear Millie Bobby Brown is a mom?
that goes to show you how long it took the team of friggin' Stranger Things
Stranger
to release.
Things.
And yep, now it is
Yeah,
very
she's a mom.
strange.
Congratulations. At
Yes.
21, she's rich and she's a mom. So congratulations. Talking about streaming, have you checked out the Alien show?
I've seen, yes, actually. My show has definitely taken notice of it, and especially one moment I'm not going to describe for viewers, but if you know, you know, that plays a little reference to another film from another franchise.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
In the Alien show, the new
Yes,
show?
in the Alien
Which
show,
episode?
the first episode.
I wonder which part. Because again, that's the only that's the only episode I've seen. But it's like a very, I don't know, I think it's a very bizarre show because
You think
they
it's bizarre?
introduce, well, it's a prequel, right? It's a prequel of the prequels.
Well, yeah, it's like
But
kind of it's the first basically that comes from it.
I don't know if they retcon a lot of what they did in the first prequel movies. The ones with Michael Fassbender. Man, those are so forgettable that I forget the name. What
Oh,
were
the
they?
Prometheus and Alien Covenant.
Yes, yes, those ones. Those were supposed to be the ultimate prequels because like they didn't introduce the hybrids in Alien, so this feels like a weird prequel. But I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, no, I get you. We'll see. I'm curious to see more of it later, but from what people have said, it's pretty decent, all things considered.
Yeah. How about you? What have you seen recently?
The new show that came out, long story short, from the creator of BoJack Horseman.
Oh, animated?
Yeah,
Netflix?
yeah, I've seen that. It's really well written. It's definitely got his style, and it's very just a great show to really binge because it's essentially This Is Us, but told at different periods of this family's lives who are Jewish. So
Mm, interesting. Interesting. What's coming out this week next weekend?
next weekend?
Yeah.
That's a very good question. This weekend we have coming out from the wonderful theater distribution model as we're coming to the end of August. The Toxic Avenger is coming.
What is that?
It was There's a Z level film from the 1980s from a company called Troma, which is where James Gunn got his start. That's essentially an
Whoa,
exploitative uh, film about just this toxic superhero who just goes on a killing spree for bad people and ends up falling in love with a blind woman. And this remake's obviously going to tone things down because I mean it's Peter Dinklage playing the Toxic Avenger and him coming
of
to
course.
role model for his son. So no, I'm pretty excited to see this one.
Interesting. That seems
And
like a
then
very bizarre film.
yeah, and then we have Caught Stealing, the new Darren Aronofsky movie.
Oh, that's coming out next this weekend
Yeah,
with Austin Butler, right?
yeah, and Zoe Kravitz.
And the guy from House of the Dragon, Matt Smith.
Yeah, Matt Smith.
Yeah, I don't know. It seems like a very either it sucks or it's really good type of film. You know what I mean? In the sense that Aronofsky is such a hit or a miss. Like
Correct.
he's capable of making masterpieces like Wrecking for a Dream, but he's also capable of making Mother.
Mm-hmm.
He has like bipolar directorial skills, if you know what I mean.
No, for sure. I get what you mean.
That one. So I guess it's the start of award season.
Yeah, it's the start of award season, if you can believe it.
Man,
I
that's
know it's hard to
crazy.
believe we started
That's
this almost
crazy.
a year ago, and now we're still talking about it. Award
Well, it's like
seasons
this.
again.
The cycle comes back. Freaky Friday, was that successful?
Yeah, it was pretty successful. I think a lot of people saw it. Definitely, Weapons is the bigger success story. I mean, it's almost made $200 million, and I mean, people
Damn.
should continue to watch it because you're supporting original films.
Have
And
you
I mean,
seen it again?
no, I haven't seen it again, but I mean, just my roommate has been raving about it so much that you need to go see this. You need to go see this, and no, he's very adamant that people watch this film in a big screen if they can.
I agree with that sentiment. I just don't know if the repeated viewing experience is as fulfilling as the first time. So that's why I asked the question. I think Barbarian is still a better film, but Weapons is, I think, one of the best films of the year so far. But
Yeah,
I don't know if the suspense is enough to hold a viewer for a second time, if you know what I mean. But I mean, it's an exciting film. Um, you had another topic, didn't you?
no, I just wanted to talk about K-pop potentially being number one at the box office, and just how streamers are slowly starting to realize the benefit of theaters like Netflix, and I mean Amazon's commitment to releasing movies like the Masters of the Universe film through MGM that's coming out next year.
Yeah, that one is who's directing that one?
It's directed by Travis Knight, the same person who did the Bumblebee film.
The first one.
The first one, yes.
Oh, that one could be good. It could be better than the. There was a Masters of the Universe TV show recently, right?
Kevin
The
Smith,
guy,
yes.
yeah, but it was bad apparently.
It wasn't bad. A lot of people like to hate on it because it's not He Man, but it was never the He Man toy line. That was just the name of the 80s cartoon, He Man and the Masters of the Universe. It was always Masters of the Universe, the toy line. And it's more than just He Man. It was also Tila. It was um, Fisto. It was Battle Cat. It was just all these other characters fighting against Skeletor and his army of darkness. Like Evil Lynn, for example, is played by Allison Brie. I mean, I'm excited for this movie, except Jared Leto being Skeletor. I think that's a terrible decision.
Camila Mendes is also in the film, right?
Yep, she's Tila.
Oh, I guess Riverdale stars are making a comeback, except for Dylan Sprouse, I guess.
You mean Cole Sprouse?
Cole Sprouse, yeah, yeah. He's an interesting actor slash person, like very reclusive. Like Jughead was a character, but in many ways, Jughead was him, if you know what I mean. Early season Jughead, like season one Jughead, was very much Cole.
Well, it's funny too. Speaking on those lines, did you know they're making an Archie movie for Universal with Phil Lord and Chris Miller producing and potentially directing?
Who are they going to hire?
They hired Tom King. He wrote for Archie and he's done a lot for DC Comics. Like he
He
wrote
wrote Batman, right? He wrote Batman, right?
Batman. Yeah, great Batman writer. So I'm very excited to see what he's going to do. He also wrote Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow, which they're taking inspiration from
That's
the
a
new
half half.
Supergirl movie.
Fair enough. But who are they going to cast?
Oh, we'll see. I mean, with Phil Lord and Chris Miller, I think they've already proven themselves with how they've done Clone High and 21 Jump Street. So, and from what I read, they are adapting the Married Life story that will air
So,
running in the late 2000s, early.
so maybe they can bring all of them back?
Oh yeah, well maybe I won't say they bring the Riverdale cast back. I think they would just recast everyone.
I mean, enough money. And I mean, if you bring some of them back, it could be successful.
True, true.
Like, if you bring Cole Sprouse back, he's perfect as Jughead, I think. But I don't know who would play that role either. His brother, maybe.
Yeah,
That would be funny. We casted Dylan instead of Cole to play the role that Cole became famous for.
I get
Yeah.
that. But yeah, that's all I really wanted to talk about and hear about your African adventures. So, do you want to be the one to sign us off, or do you have something else?
I wanted to ask you a question. Do you think talking about K-pop thing, do you think the future of the industry is also in foreign entertainment?
Oh, 100%. Like with A24 taking
Nisa
distribution
too?
for Nisa too. Like, yes, because I mean, just like you said, it's interesting that Squid Game is number one across the world. Like, these companies are realizing that, oh, we don't have to follow the Hollywood system anymore. Let's just fully embrace, worldwide cinema. Like, some of the most popular stuff is worldwide now. So,
And made in Asia, like Korea, has been successful. I mean, if
mhm.
you look at the 25 the top 10 movies, I think Parasite got number one or two in the New York Times.
Mhm.
I mean, personally, I think that's a little bit crazy, but like, it's still a huge honor. Like, the New York Times readers gave Parasite more acclaim than some American movies that also have been really good in the last century.
Absolutely.
But no, you close us out. That's your thing. I start, you close.
I appreciate him, man. Well, he's Andres Ramirez. You can follow him at Jaro2096 on
There you
Instagram.
go.
I finally got it right. I just stumbled a bit. I'm the Zach Houston on Instagram. Follow us at below the line underscore 2025 on Instagram, Spotify, and give us a subscription on YouTube. And we'll have more story and set encounters to tell you about. And I hope you all have a wonderful day, evening, night, wherever you are listening. So have a good night or bye bye.
Also, Zach, we still owe the viewers to watch War of the Worlds and review that movie.
Oh yeah, let's make that our
And
next topic. We owe.
and I think we also owe them our top five movies of the summer season.
I agree with that. So
Maybe we can do a bittersweet bad World of Words review and a top five go watch these movies type of podcast next week. What do you
definitely,
think? Should
I
we do
love
it?
that.
Okay.
Let's do it.
Well, Bye bye, everybody.
Bye
Do
bye.
the music. Tun, 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 tun.
Do do
Bye.
do 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 do.